snake.
The title says chainmail and more, but will there be chainmail and more? I don't know. Are we going? I guess that's a good enough view. Let me change this flip over here. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. And I make chainmail here in my basement. Trying to figure what to work on. Ton of stuff to do, but I have all this crap set out, and I need to figure out what I'm doing tonight. I don't want to, I have, like, I can take that apart and start adding these into something else. I don't want to work on this. This is a Hoodoo Hex piece that I've started. And I've never made this weave before. You can't tell that it's a weave. But it is. There's a pattern to it. And so I don't want to start on that, because I'm going to screw up. Have to take it apart, and I'll be half focused on, you know what I can do? I can do this. Alrighty. I know what I'm doing with this project in my trusty coffee can, so we can work on that. All right. My hands are dry, so I don't want to slip on the pliers. Some of this has to be taken apart, some of it has to be woven up. So we'll just work on the pieces that need to be woven together. So this is a large chainmail bag I've been working on. And I've got parts of it that aren't cooperating, but I can work on that and stream at the same time. So, like this seam came together beautifully. Some of the others did not. So, how's everyone's evening going? Wasn't able to stream last night because I had wrestling with my kiddo, and that took up the majority of our evening. And it was fun. It was fun to watch him start to learn. He was very excited. He had a blast. And I'm very glad that we put him in it. There's so little room to work here in the end. And it's really important to get all your rings nice and closed. But these rings are so big, and it's just super difficult. So what I'm doing is I'm using Elf Weave to connect two opposing sheets of European 4-in-1, and those are just Baby Girl 0069. Thank you for the follow. Those are just names for weaves, right? Elf Weave and European 4-in-1. Did I grab an additional ring in here? That sure looks like it. Or did I screw something up? Let's go back and look at what I just did here. I'm making a big chainmail bag. Theoretically, if I can ever get past this point. So this will be a large bag when it's done. It'll have a nice flap and some straps to it, and then we'll put it up for sale and see if anyone wants to buy it. Okay, try this one more time. It really looks like this does not want to cooperate. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on. What else do I make? I got a giant jelly cube I'm working on here. I do a lot of bottle wraps. This is a really small one. But I have really large ones. Like this one right here. All sorts of jewelry. Various pieces of armor. What else do I make? What else have I made? Yeah, see, this doesn't want to have, this doesn't have the room. So Why is the rest of it working and this isn't? Okay. That's what I'm not understanding here. You'd hate to be at the other end of the bag. Yep, me too. It's aluminum, so it's not as heavy as it might look. I'm looking here, trying to find why it worked one ring down and not one ring up. Did I mention inlays? I did not mention inlays. John, how are you tonight? Because what was happening before is it wouldn't let me weave the ring. Unless I expanded the whole... Unless I expanded both sides, which negates the reason to seam it up. It would just be expanding out the whole time. You're making checker pieces, making a checker pieces board at work, waiting for it to be clock out time. 4 hours left. There you go. Right on. Maybe I'm just doing the wrong thing here. All right. Yeah, so I've done a few inlays. I'm not the greatest at them or anything, but nope, definitely don't want to do it that way. This is just a lot of flipping and not a lot of me weaving. That's awesome work. Your eyes would be crossing by now. They definitely do that. They definitely get quite... It's like when you're looking at a closure really close and all of a sudden your eyes just go... So, alright. So this is not doing what I want it to do, and I am doing something wrong. I just don't know what. I think that my theory that I would be able to weave this all up is going to end up proving incorrect. So just got to real quick make sure that these are all opposing. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because some of these were not the right length across. 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all opposing. Haha, here's one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. These posing over here? Okay. Yeah, there's my problem. Okay, so this seam is supposed to be curving up, and instead it's just going straight out at an angle, making the bag really wide. So what I've done is wrong. And I need to take some of this apart. Alright, so yeah, got the kid started in wrestling. He had fun learning new things. He's young at an early age. His body can handle the torment. But it was great because he came home that night. He was pretty overtired, but like the instant his head hit his pillow, he was out. So, a couple of days a week for the next couple months. I won't be able to stream on those nights, but you know, I'll make up for it. I just need to roll up my sleeves because having to keep pull them up is getting problematic. So I did spend some time yesterday and today. Got some new t-shirts up on the shop. One says, the one today says, introverted but willing to discuss chainmail, which I think is highly accurate. And then the other one says, mailer in the streets with rings somewhere in my sheets. Because it's I think it's pretty well understood that chain mailers get rings everywhere. They just happen to go all over the place. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this ring out. Where is the... Good Lord. The worst part about this being tight is that the pliers do not want to work with me at all. Okay. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't tell. Oh, this is annoying. We've got to count. I don't want to rip this all apart, but I think that's where we're going to have to start because I need to make sure that all the sides are correct and all the seams are correct. So we'll do this. It's not the end of the world. We can take it apart, put it back together. It's aluminum, so these rings are pretty versatile. It takes a while for them to have any damage where, you know, you're opening and closing metal too many times. So I'm not too worried about that. But I would like to keep as many of them nice as possible, because not a small amount of rings by any stretch of the imagination. So I was thinking of doing one of those streams where you can hop on and have people request to come up and stuff. But I didn't figure out how to set that up before I got tonight's stream started. I look forward to doing something like that in the future. I suppose that as a creator, you run the risk of, you know, someone being a douche canoe while you're up here, but I don't know, I think it would be fun. And it's easier to have a conversation about stuff than me just thinking up stuff to talk about, you know? It's like, I can talk about chainmail all day long, but can I make it entertaining enough for people to listen about chainmail all day long? I mean, for a bit. Don't have enough room in here. So it's nice to have someone to bounce conversation off of. So I'd like to. I've seen other creators do it, who are, they're all working on, like, it was a leather worker. They were all leather workers having a conversation. So it was pretty cool. I think it'd be fun. I don't know. I've seen one other chainmail streamer. I don't know if he's around or if he comes around my streams often or anything, but alrighty. Yeah, I should have not. Should not have woven these rings into such tight spaces. That's all right. I've taken apart far larger projects to fix them. So this is not anything particularly new. But I want to get this bag done. Because this is a fairly large project and it takes up a decent amount of room. So I want to put all these already opened rings aside. Yeah, I should have known not to do this. I should have known not to laugh in the face of God and say that I can make my own physics, because it didn't work. And now I'm suffering for it. Either way, we will find a way to make a cool bag and that has some cool seams. Because cool bags with cool seams is what everyone needs. did see someone attempting to weave together two opposing sheets of chainmail, and there's a way to do it. It doesn't look as cool as this elf weave, but it's called gridlock, and it's kind of cool. Makes a nice seam if you do it right. That's the trick with chainmail. If you got the right ring size and, you know, the right weave and just all the, you know, everything's real polished and looks good, you can really make some nice stuff. But if something's just askew, just a little bit, it can really screw up how your whole project looks. I am just tearing some of these rings out because I don't have enough room to try and open them again. I do believe this is the side that I was expanding unintentionally. Where's the opening on this? There it is. Yeah. Sometimes... Okay, so the fun thing with chainmail is that whenever you're looking for your closure, right, the spot to open the ring, you can never find it, right? But whenever you go take a picture of whatever you made, the picture will be focused right on a closure that looks terrible. It happens every time. And of course, once you post the picture to your social media groups, it's the first thing everyone sees, and they all go, you know what, double check your closures on that one, eh? Someone remind me to never stop mid-project, set it down for 6 months, and then pick it back up again. Okay, come on. I might have to cut this out. I don't know why I'm being gentle here. Need to be like a bouncer. It's like the ring's got to go. Get out. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Now look at the big pliers out. That I don't like to use these because they chew up the rings. But trying to get them out, I'm chewing up the rings just as badly with these. So at least the ones in the really tight sections where I can't get 2 pairs of pliers in. Gotta have good pliers when you're making chainmail, and a variety of different types, all for different applications. One, two, okay. That should be enough to... We should have 1, 2, 3. See, I don't know how I did this one, unless this one's, unless I screwed up on this one too, but this one is like, oh no, that's where I was struggling. Okay, never mind. I do know how I screwed up on this one. So, what was the last big project I screwed up on? I think it was this titanium cube right there. I had a ring in there that somehow slipped over an additional ring, and at least I think that's the situation, because I took a large portion of it apart and it seemingly resolved itself, because it acts mostly like a doubled up ring jelly cube. All the rings are double in this, if you can't tell, right? And it's still stiff, but it's much more jelly cube than it was now. That was a PETA. Took a lot of time to take it apart and try and fix it and get it right. And what sucks is it still didn't work out, despite, you know, the time put into it. And I've still got to anodize it and everything. But essentially, those rings, you know, I got them from the Ring Lord a long time ago. They were anodized. Whenever I opened them to use them, the anodization would disappear on a third of the ring. Wasn't this yesterday's fun? No, yesterday was wrestling, and it was Monday's fun. So now I'm just ripping it all apart and trying to... I didn't get a chance to take it apart today, and I thought I had figured out what the problem was, and so I started working on it on stream, and then quickly realized that I was mistaken. Bug, how does what work? Which part are we asking what works? I don't think Bug's here anymore. I must have missed that comment. Apologize. But yeah, last time I was streaming, I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And essentially, I just think that my theory about being able to weave all this up from the start of a six-sided bag into a bag that has elf weave as the weaves, or as the seams, I think that's kind of wrong. Like, it'll work to a point. Right, so you could do elf weave along the bottom, but at some point you're going to have to open or at some point you're going to have to get rid of the seams, and then it'll just be 4-in-1. So I don't know what the right call is. Except to tear it down to bare bones and figure everything back out from there. But I got caught up making some t-shirt designs, and been working on that today. Walking the dog. Doing computer stuff and website repair and stuff. Not repair. Back end work. I've got my list here. What else I got to do? I got to adjust the chat box on the main page. Yeah, I'm big in comments. I got a whole list of stuff I got to do right there. So that's what I was working on. Some of it anyway. And it's good to just stop, you know, direct work on projects and get other stuff done. So I got, you know, despite being a stay-at-home dad and retired, and I still have to, I still have stuff to do, just not like work, you know what I mean? It's a house. It never ends with needing stuff. Next spring I've got all kinds of fun stuff to do. Oh my God, can you please lift that cube so you can see which one? This one? Or this one? Or where's the other one? This one? This one? This one's fun. It's very large. It's very jelly cubey. And I am currently in the process of expanding it. The darker one on the bottom. So this is titanium, right? And it doesn't wiggle as much as this one. This was anodized titanium, and the rings didn't work out. The anodization came off about a third of the ring when I opened them up to use them. They were going to be earrings. So I've worn down the anodization, woven them into a cube, and eventually I'm going to anodize it along with another titanium piece I have laying around somewhere. Christine Ryan, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. I don't know how many people are in here, but if you tap the screen and throw some likes at it and like the stream yourself and share it, all you got to do is hit the copy link button. That helps put me out in front of people. You're very welcome. Those cubes are... I didn't come up with them. Oh, Sturm, thank you for the roses. There are a few people who make some really cool cubes. One of them, it was blue and pink layers. And, I mean, the end result was just amazing because the layers went through at an angle all the way from one side of the cube, one corner of the cube, through the other. So that's definitely one of the cooler cubes I've seen recently. That Hoodoo Hex coif is insane. So I have my tiny strip of Hoodoo Hex that I'm working on over here. Where'd it go? And this is a weave I've never done before, right? I've always thought it was very cool, but I never had the right ring size to work in it. If you can't tell, that's a weave. There's a pattern there. I apologize for if it looks crazy. So that's my first attempt at Hoodoo Hex, right? And that was that her profile picture for a while? Because I want to say I've seen it, but then I honestly don't think I have. And then she also has, we're talking about Lisa Ellis from the Armorer's Wife on YouTube. Right? She has a couple of pieces that are mind-blowing. Those contractions were amazing too, yeah. That whole piece is just... Sorry, the whole piece just blows me away. And then she's got a new inlay coming. So there are some insanely talented people in the chainmail community. Like, I like to think that I'm okay at it, and sometimes I am. But on days like today, where I'm tearing apart all this work to figure out what the hell went wrong, I don't feel like it. Like that. Like that. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to hit the camera. That was not a nice thing to do. Yeah, I don't think I've taken a close enough look at it to note the contractions in the Hoodoo Hex. I don't think I'm familiar enough with... Well, I know I'm not familiar enough with Hoodoo Hex to identify contractions in it, but clearly, right, like intuitively you know there are, to make it so form-fitting. It's nuts. You see from the back view, 3 to 4 dips. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw someone connecting a Mobius into Hoodoo Hex, and I thought the way they connected it was very clever. And a Mobius is just, I don't know if there's a number to it, but it's multiple rings all passing through each other. Yeah, that was very well done too. Yeah, I thought I was like, oh, that's a really clever thing to have done there. Like you could, it seems like you could do a bunch of little Mobius balls, right, and then do Hoodoo Hex through all of them. Okay, are we broken down far enough that I can kind of figure this out? I think so. Let me make some room here. I got piles of loose rings that I don't want to disturb. Okay. All right. So each Alright, I could have taken a couple more rings out, but it'll be fine. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was one of the ones where we kept adding rows and the elf weave was working. Because the elf weave will work on a 45 degree, and it's looking like it won't work on a when two sheets of E4 and 1 oppose each other. Or maybe some other seam will work. Right? No, I do need to take this all the way down. I lied. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I think I can figure it out. This row definitely needs to be gone. Which is fine. Just, just undoing all the stuff I did the other night. It's no problem. Charles, thank you for the share and thank you for the follow. How are you tonight? Oh, Mike, I was going to ask you. Right, you, well, you know what? I'll message you. It's not important. I just... Okay. Is that... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can hear my son screaming upstairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Sorry, I'm just figuring out what's what here. It looks like this needs to come out. No, that's not right. Hang on. That's 7 there, and then 4, 5, 6. That's... I'm confused. What have I done here? Did I take off the wrong side? Or no? Nope. All right. Nope, they weren't matching up because I just removed one side. Because I'm a freaking genius. All right, yeah. So my son screaming lately. That's been fun. Monday and tonight. Just trying to browbeat him into getting what he needs done. I think that's probably normal for his age. Alright, did we fix it? That's that. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what about over here? Those line up to there. And all of these line up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Okay, what's the issue over here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we got a few too many. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. This was me adding stuff thinking I was helping, but I was not. Honest mistake, but like I should have clicked sooner what I was doing. So now we know. Actually, there's an interesting idea. We're making a bag. We're using elf sheet as the seams, right? And I've done other projects where the hang on. I've done other projects where the I made an argyle pattern out of E4-1 and then connected it all with elf weave, and it made this cool argyle pattern. You know, like the socks. And so what if instead of starting it out like a dice bag, well, now, hang on, let me think about it for a second. How would you go about doing that? I think I know what I need to do. And it's actually, that's going to involve tearing a lot more of this apart. But it might make it cooler in the end. So, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's an extra row. Oh, so many rings to remove. I did it to myself. Okay. But also I just realized what I need to do. Which it'll be cooler this way. So what I'm going to do is there are 6 sheets of E4-1 connected at the bottom, right? We're going to cut those and make them into cubes. Yeah. And we'll make a tube of argyle patterned chainmail, and then weave it all together with elf weave. Yeah, it's gonna be better than I could have ever dreamed. Ooh. Okay. But first we got to tear half of it apart. But we don't have to take it all the way apart. We just got to figure out where our starting points are. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:30. All right. We might... I don't know. We might get one example in. I'd stay up later, but... Wait, it's 9:30. Why can I hear my child? He should be in bed. I'm going to guess that he conned his mom into letting him stay up. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, that was 7. Hang on, what have I done? Did I just make more work for myself because I can't count? No, try. Kind of. Oh, man. Okay. It's fine. This is going to be fine. I do enjoy these huge rings. It works very fast. You can get a lot of material done fairly quickly. So yeah, 45-degree seams woven together with elf weave. We get a bunch of, what are they called? What is it when there are rectangles called? Diamonds. We're gonna make some diamonds out of the 4-in-1 and connect all the edges with elf weave. Basically is going to be a better design for the bag in the long run anyway. It will still have like all the same properties, just more elf weave seams actually. But let's make all of these. Let's get back to a starting point that we can work from. A known starting point, and then it can happen. Does that make sense? Fabian, thank you for the follow. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. All right, none of this. Added a bunch of rings the other night. Now I'm taking them all out. Ugh, that's okay. So, like I mentioned, I've done this one other time. I do like to spend a lot of my time connecting different weaves together, and I have a known few that work pretty well. Elf weave and interwoven 4-in-1, interwoven 4-in-1 and elf weave with European 4-in-1, right? Because they're all like base Euro 4-in-1 weaves, so they all are. You manipulate the ring size a little bit, and They're all very similar. Alright, well, which one? Okay, those are opposed to each other. And these are opposed to each other. What's going on here? Just, oh, I see. What other weaves go together really well? I've seen people say that you can trim European 4-in-1 with half Persian 3-in-1. I may have seen that done. I don't remember a stunning example of it. But people were saying it's a good way to trim your sleeve edges and your neck openings and stuff like that. And I would be at a loss for even knowing you should trim you would trim a chessboard like that, like as in like you've done that, because I don't know if I've seen it done. I probably have. That's one of those things. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we done tearing stuff apart? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. I think we are. Okay, class. You've seen it? Okay, so it can be maybe the collar of a shirt. So I've just never had the ring size to where I could connect half Persian 4-in-1. Well, maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, because like Persian dragon scale is 2 strips of half Persian 3-in-1 connected with 4-in-1 on both sides. And if you just didn't do the one side, you could expand that out into 4-in-1. We're getting very nuanced. Okay, so there is our first cube that we're going to be doing. I'm going to go out 7 rings. And I don't know why 7. I think to avoid making the bag become exceedingly large. Arguably, you would just attach the slanted right differently into the edge of an E4-in-1. So I'm wondering, aside from that example, like, don't do that, don't slip. So there's another one, right? Weave option of, weaves connecting into each other. Rondo a la Byzantine is another kind of combination of weaves that all work with each other. You've got like helm chain, and then Byzantine, and then so that one's a. So I spend a lot of my time doing that. So the short end of your 4-in-1, you could do it with what you have now. right here. Is that what you're saying? Maybe that's how we'll cap the top. Okay. So here's the first diamond, right? And we're going to make these also into diamonds. Oh, how small is that going to make the bottom then? Will it matter? No, because it'll be... Yeah, it won't matter. Okay. Okay. So what we'll do, we're going to pretend this is another diamond. We're going to make this into, this is our first diamond. We're going to make this to a diamond, connect them up to here. Then we're going to take this diamond here and connect this on both sides. Right? It'll make more sense as we go along. I think that this will make a better looking bag anyway, but it is going to require tearing apart all the stuff I did the other night. It's not the fix I wanted, but it's a better fix. I think. I'm like... I'm 97% certain that I'm correct and that I'll get this done. With this method that I'm talking about. And only 3% uncertain. Uh-oh, that shouldn't have come out. Oops. It's like, what is it when, there's always some line in a movie when like The Road to El Dorado, when, I don't remember their names, but they're like, go on an adventure with limited chance of success. All right. All right. Okay. So we'll connect those up to here. And let's try and make, what time is it? 15 minutes. No, this isn't right. I was thinking this is looking a little large. Okay. See if we can't make one diamond and connect it together. In a short amount of time. I don't mind staying past 10 to demonstrate this, but you know, I can stream as late as I want. It's just that there's consequences when I do. You know, like say having to get up at 5. And not and just being groggy and irritable for the first hour or 7. This was like the dumb way to make this. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should be our 7 row, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. If I did that right. This reminds me. That little titanium dice bag I made the other day. I need to redo the bottom. It's too loose. The bottom is too loose. It never does well when you have... Oh, thank you, Sturm. Thanks so much for all the gifts. I appreciate it. This, get rid of that part, close this back up. Okay, so we're at a diamond that is 7 rings wide at its widest point. You know what I need for these? They have some, I forget what they're called. They're large pliers. Boom. And the jaws come down at the same time. Instead of where there's an angle, right, as this closes, right, the jaws move like this instead of like that. All right. All this out of the way. So this is going to go like so. Right? And it's all going to be elf weaved up. See if I can figure out how I did this the last time. Yeah, parallel pliers. I need me a pair of those. Okay. Now, I think let me double check this because yeah, okay. Gotta have all the rows matching. There. That'll work. I think the last time I did this was with 16 gauge 5/16 rings for the seams, and yeah, oh no, 16 gauge 1/4 inch for the diamonds. But this seems to be working. So that's a good sign. Seems to be working. Because I didn't remember that I'd used 2 different ring sizes the last time. Until just a second ago, and then I was like, "Oh wait, is this gonna be good enough?" Oh, and you know what else? Oh, I just realized. Okay, I'm not a genius. This works, but it sucks. Something else I just remembered from the first time I did this, using 2 different ring sizes, was that the rows did indeed all line up. I swear I know what I'm doing. I'm not making this up as I go. I know it feels that way. Okay, back to square one here for this part. Alright, so the way that one ring goes over the other on either side of the elf wave is opposite. And I'll show you what that means in a second. And I apologize for being a silly person. That looks better, more like what I remembered. Somebody asked about eyes bugging out when you do this earlier, earlier on the stream they were asking about it. And after, what are we at, hour and a half? My eyes just bugged out real good. And that's nice. This is cool that I get an opportunity to do this again, because the first time I did it was back in the day when all the cameras sucked and they weren't on your phones, and not really anyway. And so I have some really crappy pictures of it from back in the day. And this will, great things come from failed attempts, yeah. So I'll get to take some really cool pictures. All right. going to finish this up, and then I'm going to think about it for a little bit, because one of these is right and one of these is wrong. And it may just be because I'm using one ring size. No, see, that's... Yeah, one of these is right and one of these is wrong. And I'm not sure which. That's okay. It'll do what we need it to eventually. Oh, good Lord. Okay. So I'm going to pull my phone over here. And like I said, one of these is right and the other is wrong. Alright, so you have the center here, right, the bottom of the two diamonds. Here's your elf weave connecting those up. And then right here, you have the bottom of this diamond there. And you can see the seam going that way, and it looks like all the rings are pointing the right direction. And then over here, right, the way the rings overlap on either side, right, is opposite. Okay? So this is, do I have a pointer thing? That's the ring I'm talking about right there. And so these two rings on either side overlap differently than these rings over here. Right? They're opposite. Now, let me flip the camera here. I figured this out at one point in time earlier, and so I will figure it out again. But yeah, you can 45-degree seams in elf weave. It can be done. This looks like a jumbled mess at the moment, but the more seams you get in, the more the whole pattern takes effect. So, with that, thank you for all your patience in watching me tear this apart and put it back together. And I think that this is a solution. I'll try to set some time apart to work on it some more tomorrow, so I have a better example of what it's all going to look like. And we might even just need to like make the diamonds a little bit larger. So, I don't know. I will figure it out. All right. So I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. You all have a wonderful evening. I will be back on Got Wrestling tomorrow night. So maybe the night after that, sometime this weekend for sure. All right. Excuse me. If you want to know more, if you want to learn more about chainmail, there's a link in my bio in the link tree for the Mailworks app, which has all the resources I wish I would have had when I started. Tutorials, chainmail manufacturer, chainmail ring manufacturers, right? Groups of people that make chainmail. It was pretty isolating in Boise, Idaho in 1996 when I was first shown that you could do this stuff. So if you want to learn more, go check out that app. If you want to support the channel in any way, go to mailworks.com. That's my website where I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. With that, thank you. You all have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you all later. Bye. Come on. There we go. All right, and as for everyone over here, is there anyone over here? Hi, how you doing? Where are we at? There we go. All right. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. Go check it out. I sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and we're streaming, making some chainmail. We'll be doing that later on. We'll be doing more of that later on this week. All right, but it's 10:04. It's 10:07. I still got some stuff I got to do before the night's over. You all have a wonderful evening. Same thing I told the TikTok stream. Go check out the Mailworks app if you want to know more about chainmail, and go check out mailworks.com if you want to support the stream. Don't forget to like, follow, and share.